So hello and welcome to this week's Tech Plugged In. So first off, Supreme Court has ruled that Apple may have antitrust lawsuits filed against them. AMD has confirmed that next-gen Ryzen, EPYC and Navi are due in Q3, and zombie load attack that affects all Intel CPUs since 2011, which AMD is immune to. And Facebook has said it will restore groups that have been infiltrated by saboteurs, and Samsung has reportedly made improvements on their Galaxy Fold to prevent the issues we have found out about from coming up again. So the Supreme Court in the United States has ruled 5-4 against Apple to allow consumers to sue the company for allegedly driving up prices. So this is due to the fact that Apple takes a 30% cut from all sales on the App Store. So the court has upheld the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decision, suggesting that App Store customers are buying directly from Apple, as Apple is the company that shows up on your credit card receipt, not the developer you buy the app from. Now, this doesn't mean that Apple is being sued. This just allows users to sue Apple as if they believe that Apple's 30% commission drives up app prices, especially as there is no other way to get an app on iOS without jailbreaking or other illegal means. So this means that the plaintiffs can proceed with cases in district court. Apple has said that they are confident that they will prevail when the facts are presented, and that they believe that the App Store is not a monopoly by any metric. Now, obviously, the Apple App Store isn't the only app store that takes a cut. Steam takes a similar 30% cut. However, it offers further incentives for high sales, and Google also takes 30% cut on Play Store. But in both cases, PC games and Android apps, you can get your apps from other stores. So it's unclear how this ruling can affect other companies. The court hasn't ruled that App Store is a monopoly, it's only ruled that these lawsuits may go forward. Apple's stock has dropped by 4.9% due to this news. AMD has confirmed the launch date for next-gen Ryzen, EPYC or EPYC, and Navi technologies to be in Q3 of this year. So we obviously know that they will be expected to launch Navi at E3 and Ryzen at Computex, and AMD told during their shareholders meeting that their launch will be in the third quarter of this year. So they expect to be 7nm and manufactured by TSMC using new and improved architectures. They're expected to have as much as 16 cores in the Ryzen 9, 12 in the Ryzen 7, 8 in Ryzen 5, and unknown amount for Ryzen 3, though some expect it to be 6 cores at the entry level. EPYC server CPUs will be available with up to 64, and all of these will be using the Zen 2 architecture to give better IPC, as well as being very good overclockers if rumours are to be believed. Now, Navi GPUs are the new 7nm GPUs that expect to be competitive in both price and performance to the NVIDIA Turing series, hopefully integrating ray tracing cores for higher frame rates in ray tracing enabled games. We don't have any sort of an indication of Threadripper, so we don't know if that will land or when. And now we have a big warning for all of you that don't follow the tech news, as Zombie Load is another attack on Intel CPUs that uses the speculative execution system that they have. So speculative execution is where a CPU tries to guess ahead at what it will be requested to do next and executes those commands beforehand. This means that data can be stored in its cache before it is needed and sometimes when it is not needed. Now all of these vulnerabilities, so Spectre, Meltdown and the new 4, all use this to access this data and can access can access data you are using and figure out what you are doing, things such as what website you're on, and even capture passwords. So there is an alarming proof of concept video which shows how it can be executed and how they can nab passwords, sensitive documents and encryption keys from a CPU. So a researcher at Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam, who was part of the team, has said that they treated the CPU like a network of components and listen in on the traffic between them. They hear anything the processors exchange, meaning any data. Now the good thing for you is the fact that all OS makers, apart from some Linux distributions, have released updates to remove these. Intel has admitted these updates will impact performance by up to 3% on consumer devices and 9% on data center machines, and Google with Chrome OS has disabled hyperthreading completely. Apple has posted a support page as well saying that you must disable hyperthreading to be protected, but that by doing so you can hit your system performance by a staggering 40%. Now the issue with disabling hyperthreading is things such as, say, a Surface Pro in the mid-tier uses a dual-core hyper-threaded CPU to be competitive. It's no longer competitive when it loses that hyper-threading, which anybody that has bought it for both security and usability, they will lose the usability side. So now, Intel has said that 8th and 9th gen processors are safe. However, the researchers don't believe this and say that they insist that they can perform the attacks on these CPUs as well. So Intel is trying to bake in hardware fixes for these issues, and researchers unfortunately believe that vulnerabilities related to this speculative execution system will continue to surface as time comes along. So until they get fixed, and until we can guarantee that nothing's going to be doing anything, you need to make sure all your devices have been updated to their most secure versions. Facebook has said they are working to restore a large number of groups that were erroneously removed or affected by sabotage. So the social network group has removed several groups from Facebook after detecting content that violated their policies. After investigation, it discovered that content had been posted to sabotage legitimate non-violating groups. They are currently working to restore groups affected and prevent any issues from occurring again. This situation allegedly began on May 13th. A popular meme account on Facebook, which boasts more than 500,000 members, was suddenly shut down. The group's admins tried to move to a new group, but this group got shut down again. So they were able to track down screenshots of a group known as Indonesian Reporting Commission celebrating this page being taken down, leading to suspicions that I would quite rightly agree with, that they were involved in it. The news has spread quickly and thousands of popular Facebook pages have switched from private to secret to protect from being shut down. While closed groups require moderators to approve somebody asking to join, secret groups are undetectable. Somebody has to actually invite you to it. You can't search for it. So it's a bit like setting your profile to private and making it so you're invisible. So this attack on two high-profile groups, though isolated, has been felt by a large number of Facebook users as they get a large amount of notifications from groups they belong to, changing their status from private to secret. Others have spoken out about their own groups, asking for people to be patient, and Facebook users have started calling it the Great Sickening of 2019, or in some cases, Groupopoly. Group Apocalypse. This is mainly concentrated on large groups, however there are issues with it. Now Facebook has had issues before with user uploaded content. These extend from everything from its heavy-handed stance on nudity to being unable to recognise when a viral video is actually showing violating multiple rules and showing people being killed. So many people have got issues with the groups going secret for this, as if a group is not taken out of secret after 24 hours, it must remain so for another 28 days. This isn't too bad for a smaller group, but in a large group this will be felt as their growth will be suddenly stunted. Now, Samsung has reportedly fixed the issues that we had with the Galaxy Fold, such as the fact that there was a non-removable screen protector that seemed removable until you'd done irreparable damage to your screen. So they have now tucked this protective layer under the bezel after many reviewers removed this cover and caused irreparable damage to the display. They have also made the hinge shorter so that it is far harder for foreign material to get into the hinge and then puncture the bottom of the OLED screen. Industry insiders have claimed that Samsung has already started testing these revised Fold units with South Korean carriers, and if everything goes as planned, we may get a release date as early as this month. It may also possibly come out in June, and this will pitch it directly against the Huawei Mate X. Now in the US, the Galaxy Fold will carry a jaw-dropping price tag of nearly $2,000. And after all this, not many people may be feeling comfortable to fork over this much money for the device. Samsung is also supposedly preparing more foldable devices in different form factors, and hopefully these will get more thoroughly tested and will not have any issues due to being prematurely launched. Obviously we weren't expecting these first foldable phones to be perfect, and as the ill-fated Galaxy Fold has shown, we still have a long way to go in the development. It remains to be seen if the outward folding Mate X will do any better when it comes to durability as well as longevity. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now we are doing a bit of a shift to our upload schedule, and we will now be releasing this video on Fridays and our other videos on a Tuesday.